Okay, so today we got our order from Pets Love Fresh. Let's bring the pets up. So Pets Love Fresh is all natural food, farm cooked, delivered fresh to your door. It's made totally different to other dog foods. It is made as though you're cooking your own food, your own meals at home. It is as close as you can get to having your very own pet chef without any mess or prep. This is a statement taken from their website. It's gluten-free to reduce allergies or flare-ups. Frozen immediately after being cooked to preserve all natural goodness. Cooked at low temperatures to ensure the most flavour from the meat. Nothing nasty is added into the food, and it is delivered straight to your door at preset time slots or dates. Okay, so we're just taking the outer wrapper off. So it's just a sleeve with all your information on it, all your delivery information about the food. Farm cooked, frozen fresh, no preservatives and gluten free. And it comes in a cool box, which is great because obviously the food needs to be kept cool. So I'll just open this. So in the box we have two frozen chubs of meat and it looks like a storage container for them, which is fab. I wasn't expecting that at all. So it's 2 lots of meat, which is great. I will leave one out to defrost for this evening's meal. Just like that. What a novel idea. I haven't seen these before. First impressions, it's all very well packaged. It's not gonna get warm in that thing at all. It's very well sealed. I didn't expect that little chub holder or defrost thing, which is great. So I will put the second one in the freezer and I will check back in with you later when it's dinner time. This is a complete balanced food, so there is no need to add anything extra. It has been developed by vets and nutritionists who have recognised that feeding a good food can increase your dog's quality of life, reduce illness and maximise your dog's life. What you see me doing here is sorting out the dog's meals. It's probably the messiest bit of dealing with the food. Prepping the chub or the sausage of meat so that they can eat it nice and easy. So my notes on the food so far is that it's well packaged, well presented. The glass tube that comes with it for defrosting a chub of meat at a time is a great touch. It makes things less smelly in the kitchen, and obviously it keeps things separated. So if you were to have any juices seeping out, then obviously it would catch it all in that jar. So that's a great touch. The dogs loved it. They ate it all up. Bowls are clean, but that's normal for them. They do love their food. Only thing that worries me slightly is the feeding guidelines, which I will get into a little bit more later in the video. So yeah, that is my notes so far. We will see how it goes over the next few meals. So when we go through on the meal plan that is on their website, you can tick off how much your dog weighs and their activity levels, whether they're neutered or not, which was also a great touch. But at the end of it, it gives you how much they expect, or the recommended amount for your dog to eat of their food, and it came out with Coda as 1,200 grams. Now, currently I'm probably only giving him 600 grams daily, so that's split between 300 grams of meat morning and evening in his morning and evening meals. So to go from 600 daily to 1,200 was a bit of a red flag to me. So I have just stuck to what I know. I haven't done the recommended daily amount for Pets Love Fresh, even though I'm only doing a trial period of a couple of days. I was a bit worried about that recommendation. So this is the dog's final meal of Pets Love Fresh. They have really enjoyed it. Bowls have always been clean every single time. I would worry about their feeding guidelines, which I mentioned before. If I was to follow the guidelines that they've set on their website, then I'd be feeding double what I currently feed them. As per the raw feeding guidelines, you're meant to feed 2 to 3% of their body weight, their adult body weight. So once they're fully grown adults, over 18 months. These are obviously guidelines, and make sure you are watching your dog's weight as you feed your dog. If they are getting excess weight on them, then reduce the amount you're feeding them. Do not keep it to that 2 to 3% just because it says so on paper. Look at what your dog looks like. So if you're anything like me, you'll be looking at the back of the product to see what's actually in the food. So when you look at the ingredients, 70% of what is in that chub, or the sausage of meat, is human grade chicken, which is excellent. The next 3% is rice and chicken livers, so again, that's also really good. The next lot is dried algae, dried egg. There's one which I had to look up called lignocellulose, which is plant matter, like grain or rice, which reduces the energy content and improves nutrient intake. So that all seems very pucker and very good for your dog as well. The next thing on the list was chicory inulin, which again I had to Google, and that is chicory root fibre, which is reducing fat, sugar and calorie intake, which again is also really good. So it's a really good healthy product with a good percentage of protein coming from good sources of meat. So just need to finish off this video now with the pros and cons of Pets Love Fresh. So on the pros column, we've got it was well presented, well packaged, it's clearly a premium product, it looks brilliant. All the ingredients that are in the back of the packaging and in the food itself are all very high end. Dogs love the food as well. So I mean, from that point of view, I mean, why wouldn't you buy it? The two downsides, was the feeding guideline, which I then checked with Pets Love Fresh itself, and the cost. So when I asked why their guidelines were so much more than the usual, Pets Love Fresh responded with, the feeding guidelines seem generous compared to other foods, as most other dog food companies use calories as their base level indicator. So a dog food made up of lots of carbs will have lots of energy in it, but provides no protein. Other foods will add high energy oils to the food as a way of playing the system. Yeah, so Pets Love Fresh have deliberately not done this and instead packed their food with only the essentials the dog needs, which again sounds great, doesn't it? I mean, you only want your dog eating the best kind of stuff, so which is why I feed them raw in the first place, because I know exactly what's going into them. The other downside was the cost. The cost was obviously very high. When I went through their online system, I did their questions as to how much the dog would need a day. It came up with Coda needing just under 1,200 grams of their food daily. I completely understand their reasoning as to why their cost is so high, because all of their ingredients are high end. They cook it slowly for long periods of time. They have to ship it in the cool box containers, and they have to ship it, same day or next day. It ranks up the cost really quickly. When I'm looking at the costs for Coda for it was a fortnight period, it was going to be £120, and that was on their website. That was with a saving of £43, and that was just for Coda alone, and that was for 17 kilograms of their food. But so for me, it's not a doable food that I can continue on with. Especially as that is just for one dog and I have two. It's a high-end food, it's a high-quality food for those that don't want the faff and want their dog having the best basically. I mean, I couldn't fault the product. Honestly, couldn't fault the product. Once you look into all of the ingredients and you do your research on all the ingredients, it's top end. But it's not something that a self-employed person could afford on a daily basis, especially with larger dogs. Basically, what my review boils down to is it's a great food. I would give it a good 4 paws out of 5, wouldn't you? 4 out of 5, I think. But it would have achieved the 5 if it was a bit more available to the masses. I think that was the only downside I came across, and it was more of a disappointment than something that they could actually do, which is unfortunate. The company itself is actually run by really nice people. I've had a chance to chat to a few of them, and their service and their customer service is really good as well. So as a company and as the food goes, it's pucker, really good. If you have the money and you don't want the faff of raw feeding, or you want better quality food than kibble, then Pets Love Fresh is the way to go. Alright, we will see you on the next video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.